Itu nonde ini. Ini itu nonde itu. Ini itu malam.
Nene jodohan ada apa puhulu ima istirahat sakti karena panen itu karena
Sakti matra.
वैसे तो पहले अवस्था में भी और पाने में असल तो बेटी वाले ये ना वा ये कोई महरे पर कोई माँ ये काम इस्तीरे कराना
Dulu le yana niga. Damalan ikan ini ikan ini.
So the question was something like how to make the practice more strong.
Aduh dengan damla kita. Dan jo jahannya wajib terkiamat dan butuh kerjaan dahama dan Vedana tekkala angge තියෙන අරුණීපත් එක්කලා මේ පුරුදු කරපු එක දියුණු කරගෙන යන්නේ කොහොමද කියන එකයි. එහෙමයි. ඉතින් මේක මේ භාවිතා බෞද්ධ කතා කියලා කියන්නේ භාවනා භාවිතා බෞද්ධ කතා නැවත නැවත පුරුදු කිරීම උපකාර වෙනවා.
So what helps that is what is the Pali mentioned very often Bhavita and Bahurikata, which means having cultivated it often and a lot. So these two things have helped.
ඇත්තටම වයසට යනකොට කොහොමද මේක ජීවිතේ පුරුදු කරන්නම තියෙන එක. වයසට ගියත් නැත.
So when you are old, the things you have are anyway the things that kind of habitual things, the habits you acquired in your life.
පුරුදු කරේ නැත්තම් තමයි ඉතින් ප්‍රශ්නේ ඇති වෙන්නේ.
So mostly the problem happens when you have not practiced before.
ඔය ඉගෙන ගත්ත තරමට මදි හා.
It's not enough kind of, I think what Loka means is like book knowledge or like what we can learn from books and things like that are not good enough.
ටික හරි පුරුදු කරන්න ඕනේ.
You need to have the practical side of the practice also.
ඔව්. මේක පොඩ්ඩක් බොන්නෝනේ මගේ තියෙන බොන්නෝනේ ජෝන්ගේ ජෝන්ට වගේ. දැන් ජෝත් නායකාංග ඉන්න කාලේද ජීවිතයන්ගේ කමටහන් ගත්ත එක්කෙනෙක්.
So George is somebody that came here at the time when the Sumati Pala was around and in the beginning you got your instruction from Venerable Sivalism. So that means you started practicing when you were quite young.
Then ඉතින් වයසට ගිහිල්ලා ඒක අතහැරලා නැහැ.
So now you have grown old, but still you did not give up practice.
ඉතින් ඒක සුත්තක් හරි හිතන එක දවසේ ඒකට ඒක දියුණු වෙනවා. දැන් අපි දවසේ සුත්තක් හරි මෙනෙහි කරනවා නම් ඒ ඇති.
So any day you manage a little bit think along the Dhamma way or even like do the noting practice, that day is not wasted, that means that day is the practice day.
කායික වශයෙන් පුරුදු කරගත්ත එක ඇතම වෙලාවට අමාරු වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකත් ඕනේ.
So some of these part of the practice you need to use the body, like for sitting and walking practice, which as you grow old might be getting more and more difficult, but all those are also necessary.
දැන් මට කියන්න පුළුවන් මගේ කකුල කැඩුනානේ. ඉතින් මම කකුල ගන්නයි කියලා එහෙම දන්නේ මට.
So Lokamba had his hip like a broken hip and operation where he got artificially. But in his mind it is not there at all that he has a broken hip.
දැන් කකුල කැඩිලා දවස් 4-5ක් ඉන්න උනා ලේ ගන්න වෙන්න බේකක් දීලා මට. ඒක බුරු ඒ පෙට්ටිය අයින් කරලා ඒක ලේ තුනී වෙනකම් ඉන්න සිද්ධ වුණා දවස් 4-5ක්.
So Hans was mainly talking about the time when this happened. So after the fall, his like the hip or the area around the hip got like shattered kind of. So they decided to do the operation and give him the artificial kind of joint. But for that they needed to wait. So he was given some medicines and told it would take about 4 or 5 days before the body is in a suitable condition for the operation.
Oh, then it may that the part ඉඳලා මාව ගත්ත මම කකුල එක විදිහටමයි කියන්න පුළුවන්. අදවන්න කියන්න බෑ මම.
So they put him on.
දැන් මේ වැඩිය තියෙන්නේ ඒ විදිහටමයි.
When he was in the hospital waiting for that, he kind of pulled the leg and put it in one position, told him he has to stay the 5 days, 4-5 days in the same position.
Oh, ඉතින් මම වරන් ගියා පාකට පස්සේ ඒක පස්සේ අරන් ගිහලා මාව දවල් තම ඔපරේෂන් කළේ. කෑම කාලෙකට කීයද දැන් මට අරන් යන්නේ එක මතකයි හොඳටම මම එක්කගෙන යන්නේ එක මතකයි. ඊට පස්සේ මේ इंजेक्शन ගැව්වා. ඒක ඔක්කොම මට මම ඔක්කොම දන්නවා කතා කරන්නේ. කපන්නේ කොටන්නේ නියම් වලින් වැඩ කරන්නේ ඩ්‍රිල් කරන්නේ ඔක්කොම දන්නවා.
So he still remembers how they were taking him to the operation theatre and he says he was conscious when they were doing the operation. So he could hear them talking like, you know, how the doctors say like, give me this and give me that, and then they were drilling and cut, like sewing and all doing these things, and so he was fully aware about it. So it was like, if you go to a carpentry shop where they are building a chair or a table, so he was yeah. So they use a hammer and kind of chisels and things like that.
Yeah, that was it. I am meeting Ghana here.
So if I understand correctly, so I think Lokham's talking about this, they cut it open, remove the broken parts, and then you have the thigh bone, so they cut it and even it, and then they take the prosthetics and use hammer to like basically hammer the spike of the prosthetics inside the bone.
Fine. So
when that was finished, the upper part was already ready for the like newly fitted bone. This is the artificial joint part there, and just put it there like it's like when you have dislocated joint and you like, I don't know what they're doing, but for that put it back, so they did that for the So then there was a team of doctors. One of the leader of the team, and there were some other doctors. So they were checking all kind of things when this was done, whether it's run properly.
ඔගානට තියලා ඔක්කොම අහනවා අඟල් 10ක් විතර කපලා ඉතින් මාන්නේ උන කටු ගන්නවා කටු ගාලා ඊට බැන්ඩේජ් එකක් ගන්නවා.
So then when they came to the conclusion that it is now in a place, they have this it's like a stitching kind of thing. I don't know what it is. Clips. It's the same. It's very similar to in the office when you have like bunch of papers and you want to clip them together. So they have something like that. So they use this thing to like stitch together the skin and then bandage it, and that was it.
දාලා හලවනවා තවත් ඉතින් අලවන මුළු කකුලම අලවනවා මොකද්ද කඩේයක් වගේ තුයි අලවනවා මේ
and so they have some I think what one talks about, you have seen it probably in movies, they have this when people have something with their legs, they have some kind of hanging thing where you put the whole leg because it needs to be kind of resting in a special position. So Olopambu was put in this hanging thing, and after few days he was released from the hospital.
දවස් දෙකක් තුනක් තව තියාගෙන මාව යවුවා. නෑ දවසකින් දෙකකින් මාව ඇවිද්දෙව්වා. දැන් ඔපරේෂන් කරමු දාලා ඉඳෙව්වා.
So
පවල ඉඳෙව්වා ඒක
in 1 or 2 days he was asked to do like small exercise and even like start walking because I think they want the person to start walking as soon as possible, otherwise you might lose that the walking was extremely difficult because it did not feel like normal walking. So they told him, now you walk, and Olopambu said, I can't walk, but the physio nurse probably was saying, no, even if you cannot walk, walk. So somehow or another he managed to take few steps. So it was extremely unpleasant, difficult, but in the beginning it was maybe 6 feet. Then the next time 10 or 12 feet. So the third day he was able to walk up and down. So then they prescribed all kind of medicine and he was released, discharged from hospital. So from head pains. But there is nothing to do about the pain. So what was there was like knowing about the pain. I don't know if I understood correctly or can't say, because in the meditation you anyway get to know the pains, so that's you are already trained into get like recognizing the pain. So recognizing and noting are two things. So we need to acquire this skill and habit of noting, and until that you gain it as a habitual kind of skill, you need to train in that. So later on you are at the level where you just really recognize that the pains are there on. That is the recognizing. So then you get your mind used to just recognizing the pains. So this noting and recognizing is in a way similar. So anyway, Okan was saying something about ages, like when you are young and old, or a kid and an adult, but I don't know what was meant by that exactly, but Okan says, now for us, we probably, because of the practice, we can recognize when we have pains or actually experiences, but for the person that does not recognize those things, that person is giving the instruction of noting, so that he can learn that. So like, let's say you have pain in your foot or leg, so then you know that. Sometimes while walking, you might understand there are no pains. So this noting is connected with establishing the mind in the object, whereas the clear comprehension is about seeing it or understanding it is kind of wisdom. We need to get used to like establishing the mind in the object. Only then you can start seeing that this is understanding. If you say things like that to a person that is not practicing, is of not much use, because they might even get angry if you try to explain this. So it's like a person that has never done anything like that, if you tell them these things, they will really get annoyed. So this is one of the real importance of the meditation practice is that. There are steps in the practice, and the one at the end is just recognizing things with wisdom, or seeing and understanding things. So when there is a pleasant feeling, he knows a pleasant feeling is experience. When there is unpleasant experiencing happening, he knows it's unpleasant experiencing happening. And when there is neither pleasant nor unpleasant, then he clearly knows or recognizes that the experience that is happening is neither pleasant nor unpleasant. Two words are known and kind of recognized.
අපි ඒක දකිනවා. පස්සේ මෙන්න නුවණින් දකිනවා. මෙන්න කරනවා කියලා අපි ඒක භාවිතාවක් විතරයි.
But first you need to get used to first step is you learn how to know these objects and you can you get kind of skill of establishing the mind with the objects, and based on that then you can see them with understanding.
වේදනාව ගැන දන්නේ නැත්නම් අයියෝ අම්මෝ මයි කකුල දිදිනෝ කවුරුත් නැද්දෝ අර මෙච්ච පිටියකට බනිනවා ඉතින් වේදනාව දන්නේ නැහැ.
So like many people, they are like moaning or complaining or blaming when they have pains, and that is because they don't know about pains.
ඒ දන්නේ නැති නිසා මේ පිටියකට බනිනවා එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ දොස් කියනවා.
So they are maybe scolding or criticizing even others when they are in pain.
යෝගියා එහෙම නැහැ.
A yogi is not like that.
දැන් එක ආන්නමක් ලෙඩ වුණා. බුදුන් නැකයි. බුදුන් නැකයි.
In the Buddha's time there was a sick monk.
ඉතින් එයාට තද වේදනාවක්.
He was in a lot of pain.
ඉතින් අනිත්‍යනෝ කිව්වා ඒක නුවණින් දකින්න කියලා මෙන්න ඒක දන්නේ.
So the other monks told him to know that and see this understanding.
ඉතින් ඒ විදිහට නුවණින් දැක්කා. නුවණින් ඒක මෙන්න ඒක දන්නේ දැක්ක මෙන්න ඒක දන්නේ. ඒක මරණයට පැමිණෙන්නකම මෙන්න ඒක.
So they told him like note it and not see this understanding, and he managed to do that up to the dying moment.
එතකොට මේ යාට මරණය වුණයි කියලා දන්නේ.
So he did die, but he was not aware of the death.
ඒක පුදුරයි. මොනවා ඒකම හැම නිවිලා. එහෙම නිවි ගියා. හරියට ගියා.
Okay, so I don't know how to say this one, because if I say he didn't know about that, it's not very. Anyway, so with the death, at the moment of the death, this monk became an Arhat.
දැන් අපේ මේ සභාපති නෝන ඉතින් මට බොහොම හිතවත් මට පොඩි කර්මකාරී ඉතින් ඔබ වහන්සේ මොකද්ද කරන්නේ නිකම්ම වැඩ කියවගන්නපා මේ අධ්‍යාපනය කරන්න මේ ඕනෑම ගැන දෙන්න භාවනා කරන්න හැමදාම මොකද කියන්නේ ආපුවම දැන් මේ අම්මා මේ
කියනවා පැවිදි කාලේද?
පැවිදි කාලේ මම තාවද දෙනවා.
So this in the original center there was this wife of the kind of like chairman. There was like board of trustees. So wife of the boss of the board of trustees. She used to come quite often, and anytime she came, she was always giving advice to Okuhandu, like don't just while away your time, study or meditate or whatever. Sometimes when I saw her coming, I used to hide. She used to say, "Where is this small monk?" You are hiding because I am coming. So when she was about to die, she sent her son to bring Lokohan. So Lokohan came and like they had a nice chat.
ඒකට පුතගෝ දැන් අම්මේ ඔය ආම්බ්‍රන්ට അപ്പോൾ അത് അമ്മ കറുകത്ത് കണ്ടപ്പോൾ അതുകൊണ്ട് രണ്ടറിയുന്നു.
But that time, Lokam to Medi Mohammed.
Ne වැඩිම නැහැ. මට අවුරුදු 20 ගණන් තමයි.
So like Lokam was not newly ordained, but I thought Lokam might have been ordained more, but he was still not that much advanced in his monkhood. So anyway, so this son told her, Mom, listen, don't trouble this monk, and he has other things to do, so cut it short and let him go.
ඔබ වහන්සේට කරදර කරන්න ඔය අnder ඔබ වහන්සේ ඉන්න කියන්නේ.
So actually he said the same thing when he was asking Lokam to come. He said, okay, this is like, I am rephrasing what Lokam says in English. So, Bante, listen, my mother, she is really kind of obstinate. So, and I am sorry to cause you so much trouble, but she just did not let go, and she was asking for me. So when Lokam was there, he had same idea that they are like troubling unnecessarily for him.
දැන් ඉතින් මට කියනවා දැන් මේ භාවනාව ගැන කියනවා. කියලා ඉතින් මට කිව්වා දැන් පිළිතුරක් කියන්නේ කියලා.
So anyway, they talked about meditation, and then somebody suggested doing some of this protective chanting.
දැන් යාම කියනවා දැන් මැරෙන්න යන්නේ.
So this lady was saying, now I'm on my deathbed, I'm about to die.
නෑ නෑ මං කොහොමද
Lokam said, no, you are not going to die.
නෑ ඔබ වහන්සේ දන්නේ.
She said, no, with all respect, Venerable, but you have no idea.
ඉතින් මම පිළිත් කිව්වා.
So then Lokam really started chanting the protective chant.
මේ පිළිත් කරනකොට ඒවා නිවිලා.
So during this chanting, she just kind of passed away.
චුට්ටයි කිව්වේ කතන සූත්‍රයේ ගාථා දෙකක් විතර කිව්වා.
So the sutta that Lokam was chanting was the Jiva discourse, so he managed to finish first two maybe stanzas, and then she kind of passed away. So then Lokam saw her and thought now she probably passed away. So he stopped chanting. And he put his hand near her nose to check whether she is still breathing or not. So he saw that she really stopped breathing, so she must be dead. So he told the son, now she's dead now. So the son said, oh Bhante, please don't be worried, you can just go back to the center, because this time of the day she falls asleep like this every day, so don't worry and just go. I'm sorry that we troubled you like this. And she is going to wake up after some time. So I said, listen, Mr. So-and-so, this is not the kind of sleep you can wake up from. But anyway, in 1 or 2 hours, please call me back and let me know whether she really woke up. So then Lokam went back, and in about 2 hours, this gentleman called and told Lokam that she had actually passed away.
So
So according to Lokam, first he saw her passing away. So according to his understanding, she was in no pain while passing. So there are incidents like that. So the death or that is Maranatha death or die? Death.
Dying.
Die. So Lokam says dying is not an explanation.
ජීවත් වෙනකොට මේ අපේ පුත පුරුදු කරලා තියෙනවා.
So why Lokam says that is the problem is what you train yourself while still living. That's the problem.
ඒක තමයි හොඳම පුරුදු කරන එක කියනවනේ. දැන් කොහොම වුණත් දැන් අපි ජාති ධම්ම, ජරා ධම්ම, මරණ ධම්ම.
So if we have good practice, good habits that already trained, then it's okay. So anyway, all of us are subject to birth, aging and death.
දැන් මේ ජරා ධර්මයට තරහ නොවේ. ජරා ධර්මයට තරහ නොවේ.
If I understand Lokam says, but we have to try to stay without getting angry. This is the aging.
ජරා ධර්මයට තරහ නැහැ, ජාති ධර්මයට තරහ වෙන්නේ නැති.
And actually the word aging in the Pali also means like deterioration and all these things like getting worn out. So we should not be also angry, getting angry about the birth.
දැන් අපි මනුස්සයෙ කියලා ඉපදුනේ හොඳ කුසලයකින්.
We have been born as humans because of some really good, something really good also. Some people that like probably most Buddhist people is a kind of wrong understanding. They kind of like curse the birth. Why have we shouldn't have been born, or this birth is troublesome. But being born as a human is caused by some very strong wholesomeness. If the cause for birth is a human.
ඉතින් පණ පිටින් කවනවා. ඉතින් දැන් කොරවක් පැටියේ ඒ පැටියව දැන් කපුටේ ගෙනියනවා. ඒකෝද කපුට එක පැටියෙ ගන්න. කොරවක් පැටියෙන් පණව ගොඩක් කවනවා.
So then කොරවක් පැටිය So these days we have these water hens. They are these kind of birds that cannot too much fly and they walk like thieves. And now they have babies and they are these black fluffy balls. And most of the ladies love them and try to protect them so much. But Lokam says you should check the mother and father. When they feed the chicks, they spend all day just carrying different worms and caterpillars, and you know how birds feed the kids. They keep sometimes still living worms in their beak, part of the beak, and when they come to the kid opens the beak and they basically kind of throw out like kind of something like vomit, sometimes still living worms into the mouth of this small kid, and they feed the kid monitoring even so in one day there might be 100 or more worms or beetles and stuff like that one chick eats. And then a crow comes along and catches the chick and kills it and feeds its own child maybe. But Lokam says this is one water hen chick is killed, whereas the Koravaka, the water hen parents, they have to kill like hundreds of other living creatures to feed the one chick. Okay, so crow or a hook swoops along and catches one of the chicks.
අරන් ගිහලා ඌගේ පැටවුන්ට කන්න දෙනවා.
Oh.
ඒක කඩලා කන්න දෙනවා.
So then this water hen chick is brought to the nest of this hook and torn to pieces and fed piece by piece to the chicks of the hook.
ඒකේ එක පැත්තයි දුන්නේ කන්න. මෙතන උගා කොරා කරලා.
So it's like one water hen chick is used to feed few of the chicks of the hawk for maybe 1 or 2 days or a little bit more. Whereas the water hen, one chick eats hundreds of other creatures in one day.
දැන් ඉතින් අපි දැක්කාම අයියෝ මේ කොරා කවරයි අපිට.
But normally if you see a crow or a big like this bigger bird carrying away the water hen chick, people are like, oh, this poor fluffy baby is getting carried away. But the poor fluffy baby is killing, like basically swallowing alive hundreds of other life creatures every day.
දැන් ඉතින් අපිට ඒක අපි හිතුවේ නැත්තම් අයියෝ කොරා කගෙන දැගාන කොරා කටි.
But if you don't think about that, people like try to chase away they get upset and try to chase away the predators that might be trying to kill the koala chicks.
දැන් පණුවගෙන එනකොට එළවන්නේ.
But you don't go chasing away the parents when they are carrying the worms for the chick. You don't care about the worms.
පණුවගෙන ගවන ඒකට එළවන්නේ. අර එකෙක් ගෙනියන්න එනවා.
So people like really they don't mind that worms and beetles are being carried and fed, but when they see this chick being carried away, they get upset and start chasing the predators. So this is connected with the being subject to the birth.
දැන් මේක දුක කියන එක තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් අපිට ඉපදුනේ එක තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් බලලා තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ මේ ජාති ධම්ම.
So that this was, said some people they kind of blame the birth, but they just say it because they are supposed to say it. They say it without really consider these things. So Lokam says you have to consider these things like about the chicks of the different birds, like what is happening really, to start getting the understanding how being subjected to birth is connected with suffering.
ඉතින් ඒක එහෙම දකින්න බැරි නම් අපි පොඩි කාලේ ජාති ධර්මයේ දී කරන්න කිව්වා. ජාති ධර්මයේ අපිට දී කරන්න කිව්වා.
So the Buddha told us kind of contemplate the nature of being born.
දැන් අර පොඩි ළමයි ඉන්න කාලේ මෙහෙම කකුල් යතුරු කරගලා කැක්කා ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් දැන් අපි එන්නේ කියන්නේ දැන් එක මතක නැතුනේ. ආයෙත් එන්නේ.
So what the comment was that we were supposed to see small babies. The closer to us, the better probably. So they are very helpless. They just lie on the back and they can like barely move their hands and feet and they cannot recognize too much anybody. And, so kind of helpless creatures. So all of us were like that, but probably none of us can remember that we were in that state. And if we are subjected to birth as humans again, we will have to go through that again.
මට මතක නැහැ මගේ කවුරු හරි ඉතින් එහෙම ඉතින් මේ එහෙම ඉතින් දැන් කොහෙද ඉන්නේ එයාගේ මල්ලියයි කවුරු හරි අයියාරි අම්මකාරි එයා වඳුරනවා අනිත් ඒවා වඳුරන්නේ නැහැ අම්මා වඳුරනවා ඒ පොඩි කෙනා පොඩි ළමයි ඉතින් අඳුරනවා ඉතින් අඳුරලා අපි වඳුරන්නේ
So Francis, the Buddha says you should really see this, I don't know the English words like the you have different words for small babies, and like there is a stage where the baby can barely recognize maybe the mother, but it cannot recognize anybody else. So Lokam says the Buddha asked us to see baby like that and consider that we were also like that at one point. And when you are born as human, you have to go through that.
දැන් මේකේ ක්‍රමානුකූලව ඇවිල්ලා මේ දෙඩ වෙලා ඉඳන්
So this small helpless baby continued growing and getting older, and now it's at the stage where it is kind of old person with pains.
ඊනාට මේ දැන් නවගේ ඇරෙමිටි යන කෙනෙක් දකින්න.
So the other person that the Buddha asked us to see was somebody quite advanced in age, like maybe walking with the help of a walking stick and all bent and wrinkled and so on.
මැරිච්ච කෙනෙක් දකින්න.
Then we are asked to see also that person, that cause.
ජීවිතේ වෙනස් වෙන.
So then you can understand like changes.
ඉතින් වෙනස් වීම මේ අnder දොල්ල එහෙම කියන වැඩක් නෑ. මේක නුවණින් දකින්න.
But even just talking about this is not enough. You need to like see and consider this with a kind of wisdom for it to have some good effect.
දැන් මේ භාවනා කරනවා කියන්නේ ඒකට ප්‍රතිඵලයි. ඒකට භාවනා කිරීම තමයි ඒක දකින්න පුළුවන් ක්‍රමය.
So the way of practice that allows you to see and understand those things is meditation. Or the meditation is about seeing and understanding those things.
ඔයාගේ ටික ටික හරි පුරුදු කරනවා නම් හරි නා.
So if you
දැන් මේ
manage,
පුරුදු කරලා 10ක් 15ක් දිනවල යනවා යන්නේ. ඒක වැඩක් නෑ.
if you manage to practice
දැන්
every day a
ඒක
little
වැඩක්
bit,
තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒක මම හොඳ නැහැ කියන්නේ වැඩක් නෑ කියලා. වැඩක් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් අපි ටික ටික හරි ජීවිතේ තිරකනේ පුරුදු කරන්න ඕනේ.
so if you manage to train and little by little every day make your mind go in that direction is good. And Lokam says many people they come for 10 or 15 days to kind of practice in a center, and the rest of the time maybe they do it once or twice a year, and the rest of the time like they don't think of practicing. So he says it's kind of no use. Okay, it has some use, but there is like much better thing is if you on top of that try to like incline the mind to stay within the practice every day.
මේ කය හඳුනගෙන ජීවත් වෙන්න ඕනේ. කය හඳුනගෙන ජීවත් වෙන්න ඕනේ කය වෙනස්.
So ideally you should try to live in such a way that you know the body.
මේ තරුණ කාලේ කය හඳුනගන්න ඉතාම පහසුයි. ඉක්මනට වැඩෙනවා.
When you are young, it is very easy and fast learning how to know the body.
ඔය කාලේ ඒකත් ඒක ඒ කය හඳුනගන්න දන්නේ නෑ ඒ කාලේ.
But like most people, they don't know how to get to know the body.
ඒක යෞවන මැදෙන් වෙයිලා තියෙනවා.
They call it, it's being covered up by it's like being drunk,
Intoxicated.
Intoxication. By the intoxication of youth, it is kind of obscure.
ඉතින් කය හඳුනගත්තොත් ඒ තරුණ කාලේ හඳුන ගන්නවා නම් මේ ඔය උගත් පැවිදි වෙලා තියෙන රත්පාල කුමාරයෝ මම උගත් සාමුදුරු රාජපුත්තාංගය ඒ කය හඳුනගන්න තරුණ කාලේ.
So, what if you manage to do that is really good. Even we have references to that in the scriptures, people like Prince Rahula and Rakapala and others, they were young when they recognized this and tried.
සාරිපුත්තන්ට
Sariputta Mahamudra,
මේවා හඳුනගෙන එනවා ඒකට.
Kumara Kassa.
කුමාර කර්තන
Like in the Buddha's times, there were Arayasa. So like in the Buddha's time, like bunch, it's not very good. So groups of young people became monks and arahats. So, because they started when they were young.
එහෙම මේ තරුණ කාලේ හඳුනන ජීවත් වෙන නමුත් මොනවාක්වත් කරගන්න බෑ. මේ එයාට අතෑරලා යන්න බෑ. අතෑරලා යන්න බෑ.
Carter.
ඒක තරුණ කාලේ හඳුන ගන්නවා.
Oh.
හඳුනගත්තට අතෑරලා මේක අතෑරලා පැවිදි වෙන්න බෑ. ඒක ටිකක් කාලෙ ගිහිල්ලා පැවිදි වෙනවා. ඒවනේ හඳුන ගන්නවා. වයසට ගිහිල්ලා හඳුන ගන්නවා. ක්‍රමානුකූලව හඳුන ගැනීම.
Okay. So then there are the cases that they get some understanding about this, but they are not able to give up the household life and the joys of life, if you like. But they keep on practicing. So later in their life, they like renounce and become monks, or anyway, they are like the practice is building on its like gradually developing.
So ඉතින් හඳුන ගන්න ගියම් හඳුන ගන්න බැරුව ඉතින් ජීවත් වෙනවා උගක්කා.
But then there is the case where people kind of give up or they don't try to get to know the Buddha.
ඔව් කියන්නේ බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝගේ ඒ කරුණ දැනගෙන ඉතින් දහම් දේශනා ඉතින්ට දැන් බණ කියනකොට මෙයාට වමනා ගන්න මේකයි කියලා එක්කෙනෙකුට තමයි බණ කියන්නේ.
So then in the Buddha's time, the Buddha always checked the audience, and so he knew like this person over there, his qualities and inclinations and everything is like this. So it was very much targeted. The Buddha's teachings were targeting specifically the audience that was there. So now for us, we don't have anybody like that. So because of that, we need to little by little develop by our practice.
ඉතින් මේ ලෙඩ වුණා. ඉතින් ලෙඩ වුණාන් පස්සේ එයාට ඉතින් කියලා දුන්නා මේ මෙහෙ කරන්න. තනියම වුණා. තනියම වෙලා ඊට පස්සේ ආයෙත් මාන වුණා. මාන වෙලා ඊට පස්සේ මාන ගිහින් කොළඹ.
So there was this gentleman that used to come and sometimes ordain. So this gentleman, he used to ordain temporarily and practice. Later on, he got sick when he was as a lay person, and while he was sick, he came to practice and he was explain how to do the noting practice. And at that point, he overcame the disease, disappeared, and later on he got ordained again, and he was staying as a monk with Loparamdu, and he was in Colombo, Lanka. So when he was a monk there, he got sick again, and he was taken to the hospital. And he again overcame the disease and was brought back. Then he went to Kandy. So it was something, I don't know if I was correctly, so he was discharged from the hospital and given medication, and he told the doctor, now I'm going there, but I'm going to die soon, so I don't need the medication because I'm on my way to die. The doctor said, oh, okay, no matter what, you still should take your medicines along with you.
ඉතින් දොස්තර මහත්තයා කියන නිසා බොන්නම් කියලා මේ අතේ තියාගෙනවා එයම්ම මැරිලා ඒක ටිකක් අතේ තියාගෙන
So having the pills in his hand and like because the doctor told him to take the medicines, he passed away with the pills in his hand.
ඔව් දැන් ඒ මරන්නේ එතකොට එයා දැන් ජාති ධම්මෝ ජරා ධම්මෝ මරණ ධම්මෝ අපි ජාතිය ඉපදිනවා ඉපදින එක දැනගන්නවා දැනගෙන ජීවත් වෙන ඉපදුනාගේ ඉපදින එක දැනගන්න බෑ අපිට අපි ඉතින් ඉපදුනන් පස්සේ ඉපදුනා කියලා
So the nature of birth, we cannot use it in the way that like when you are born, being kind of conscious or knowing, doing that knowingly, that is out of our reach. But we should live having the understanding that we are somebody that are subject to the nature of being born.
ඔය ජාති ධර්මයේ දැනගන්න බැරිවුණොත් ජරා ධර්මයවත් දැනගන්න ඕනේ අපි.
So we cannot kind of understand the nature of birth because it has already happened for us. But the second nature that the Buddha talked about is the nature of the aging or deterioration being worn away. So that one is still like ongoing process. So we should strive to know and understand that.
ඔය ජරා ධර්මයේ දැනගෙන ජීවත් වෙනා නැති.
So if you manage to live while knowing that you are aging and deteriorating, it's good.
ඉතින් තරහ වෙන්න ඕනේ.
No need to get angry with that.
ඉපදුනා දැහැදෙන එක වෙනවා. ඉතින් දැන්
If you are born, you are going to get sick.
කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ බේත් ගන්නවා.
So there is nothing to do about that. So then you take medicine.
ඔව් ජරා ධර්මයේ
And that is the aging or deterioration thing.
බේත් එක දොස්තරලක බඳු වෙන්න තරහ වෙන්න බෑ. බේත් ගන්න.
So
දොස්තර කියන එක තාගෙන ඉන්නවා.
so you cannot really find fault with the doctors because they did not. I think what Lokam means is the doctors did not cause you to get sick or and grow old.
මම ඇහුවා මේ ඊයේ පෙරේද ගමනක් යන්න. යන්න පස්සේ යන්න දෙන්න බෑ කිව්වා. දොස්තර ඉතින් මං ආගියා දැන් අතර වුණා.
Few days back, Lokam was asked to go, travel somewhere, but the doctors told him not to. So then Lokam didn't go.
ඔව් බාහිර ගමන් හොඳ නැහැ.
So they told Lokam it's not good for you to travel.
මම දන්නවා දැන් මැරෙන්න ළඟයි කියලා.
So they said, or Lokam knows that they said that might be near
ජාති
his death.
ධම්ම ජරා ධම්ම ව්‍යාධි ධම්ම.
So there is the nature of the aging and nature of sickness.
මම ඉන්දියාවේ යන්න ඇවි. ඉතින් ඒ මම කියන මාත්‍යට කිව්වා යන්නේ නැහැ කියලා.
Lakshmana?
ඔව්.
So no, because Lokamdu used to be invited by this gentleman to go to India. Like this gentleman was celebrating his birthday by taking Lokamudura and some other monks along to visit the holy places in India. So I think this is what Lokam was talking about, and he told this gentleman that the doctors told him that it's out of question to go traveling to India now.
මම එක්කද යන්නේ බිස්නස් ක්ලාස් වලට. ඒකෙන් මට කාලේ යන්නේ ඔක්කොම හොඳයි කියනකට දොස්තර කියනන් බෑ කියලා දෙන්න.
So this gentleman was paying for the best kind of service. They go by business class and stay in 5-star hotels, but still that the doctors said no. You are not, your health is not good enough to travel.
හොඳයි යන්නේ.
So I think it was Lokam was showing they had his patient card, with all these different exams, and they were saying like blood sugar too high, pressure not good, heart rate not good, cholesterol not good, I don't know, failure of liver, failure of, so everything is falling into pieces, so no way you can travel.
Mata ondai, doctor ondai ne. Mata ondai. Mata body ondai. Body. Mata ondai, doctor ondai.
So Tom says his body is good for him, but not good for the doctors.
Di mana lagi lah, jangan naik. Oh, mungkin damai jara damai. Jati damai, jara damai, jadi damai. Kanun tiga man, ini kerana pun.
So we should now just contemplate on the nature of birth, aging, sickness, and death.
So maniti ni jara damai, ini kerana pun.
So even Lokam does to contemplate on the nature of aging.
Oh, ini kata tandu itu tarane, kini kene.
There is nobody to get angry or find fault with for one's own aging.
Oh, ini ni istilah karena kita marandu kalau.
If you want to get angry with anything or anybody, you should get angry with the previous karma.
Oh, jangan ada karena itu ni tandu itu ni.
But we are not getting finding fault with the karma that we are doing now.
Oh, karena itu ni kadang Ike karma jangan itu. Ikan ni ada dah tu karma goda saja. Itu beda ni itu beda.
Even within one day we produce a lot of karma, different karma.
Oh, itu karma ini mereka jarawa ini mereka.
Karma is one thing and aging is another thing.
Oh, itu karma dan tu hoने ने जरा दरमे के गतकरन होने ने.
So conscious, it's not good to put together the combined aging.
Oh, ini गतकरन ने तो वेंकलना मिंडो.
It's good to keep them apart.
Oh, karma ini mereka.
Karma is one thing.
Ini jarawa ini mereka.
The nature of aging is another thing.
Itu ni ketukulan taman lain.
It goes wrong if you put them together.
Ketukulan itu ini kote, mengeka meneka naik ni.
So, what is meant by keeping them apart is this very same thing about that is the long thing.
Ini jauh jauh body kan, tanah kan ini Portugal, Portugal tu ke, ketukulan ni pun wengkal nanti an. Jauh cek lagi ada.
So, your advice for George is you have trained these things already from the youth. So, I think what Lokam means is just keep on training that and that's it.
Dan pediti katanya, jika jara pediti katanya jangan tidak mengira, jangan itu pasti hati jara dan mentin, dan jara dan jara dan jati dan ikut tergatur pernah kecil.
So you were born anyway, and then there is the nature of aging. So those are the kind of two natures. But Lokam says the problem starts happening when you kind of combine them or put them together.
Jati dan itu ni karma tekar.
So the birth happens together with karma.
Karma ay dan jara ay yang berpenon ikakwa ni ikak ni dekat.
Even though we see them as one thing, they are two things. Lokam again says you should let them be apart as they are and not put them together. But putting together is the thing that causes the problem.
Itu nanti banyak terus dan
It's enough so many people can divide it together.
suruh patir.
Only one.
Dia cepat nanti muka